This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 23, and it reads, "And he called them unto him, the he being Yahushai, whom the world is ignorantly called Jesus Christ, in whom we do worship, and said unto them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan?" Which means adversary. All right, the spiritual demon Satan has a counterpart, the people of Edom. Esau is Edom, which are the self-proclaimed white people today. Preferably, what is about to transpire in Babylon will spill out into the rest of the world, just as the first two world wars that have already passed have been Edomite upon Edomite crime. And now that you know who are the Edomites, you understand clearly what is about to happen and how bloody and how brutal it will get. And that is why we need the Lord in these times. While he's bringing us back together through his word, he's breaking apart the union between the adversary, Esau, Edom. It reads, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." NLT. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Verse 25, "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand." NLT. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. Esau, Edom. They're splintered by feuding. "And if Satan, the adversary, rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end." Woo! NLT. "And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? He would never survive." That's it, man. But let me put the do not disturb on. But yeah, that's real. He will not survive. Babylon will not survive this war. They're already financially through. The world is beginning to break off from them. They're being seen as liars. Their military might is dwindling. Yeah, they have military material. Okay. They have the spending and the funds for war. They could, draw it out or whatever. But now the nations around the world have the same capabilities or better because of what Russia has been producing, which are Edomites in the earth with power, but in the northern, eastern region of the world. Babylon is in the northern, western region of the world. And the Lord has finally got someone to come up against Babylon, even raising up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which are the Russians, today, because they dwell in the land of the Medes or Medes, however you want to say it. Okay. So with that, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, in whom the world is ignorantly called Jehovah, or Yahweh. And Yahushai is the name of his only begotten Son, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jesus Christ, in whom we do worship. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Seminole Indians. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings, giving double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers at Great Millstone that are ruling well and continue to do so, that taught me and brothers like me this truth, this beautiful truth, beginning with the names of our power and of his anointed, their true and proper names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, our language, the Lashon Kodash, which means holy tongue. Lashon meaning tongue and Kodash meaning holy. Now these be the names that are written. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Yah meaning he. Hawa meaning exists or is to be. He is, he exists, he the existing one. For he is to be worshipped, praised, feared, honored, respected. Even the Father, who is a rewarder of them who diligently seeks him. And in the name of his only begotten Son, his true and proper name, that the elect we'll be calling upon in these last and troubling days, and we'll see the power thereof, to know the power of his resurrection. They will be calling upon the name, even that mighty name, the name Yahawashi. Yah meaning he, Yahawashi meaning deliverer and savior. And that is exactly what he will come and do for the second time in physical form, yet as an angelic force, for we shall see him as he is, and we shall be like him. So Lord's willing, this is an edifying lesson, and Lord's willing, I call this lesson a civil misunderstanding. A civil misunderstanding. Shalom.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
That's it. That's it. Those of you enjoyed that, leave it at that. Yep, right there. And this is the book of Psalm 37 and 15. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. Not only here in the States, but on a world scale. Their bows are going to be broken. The Lord is going to have the wars to cease unto the ends of the earth, right? But here in Babylon, the Lord is going to allow this same hammer that has broken the nations in pieces throughout the earth, that same hammer is going to be used against itself. That same sword is going to enter into their own heart. The American military that has been dispatched throughout all the earth to subjugate it, put it into subjection by way of military force, all right, mounting an offensive. They never thought, Babylon, America never thought to think about defense, because they thought, being the apex predator, so to speak, that nobody would ever come up against them. But they're sadly mistaken, because now we're in a time where these nations, but even its own self, is coming up against it to destroy it. Praise the Lord. Barakatah Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. That's it. That's it. So imagine that. The same fighting force that put down and subdue all the nations beyond is going to come and subdue its own self. All right? That's the spirit. And you know, certain soldiers ain't going to want to open up fire against their own citizens. But what about the citizens that have given their whole life to this fucking place? And pardon my French. And they see that the government doesn't give a shit about them. They're going to take up arms, being well trained in the military years ago, or yet in the military, or dishonorably discharged, and have a disgruntled legal reason to be angry at the government or whatever, the military. They're going to take those things they learned and put them into practice. And there's going to be gunfire and gunplay, city to city, street to street, house to house, state to state. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Call Oyam La, Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. And in the midst of all that, famine, plague, pestilence, destruction, death, fear, anxiety, newly created creatures, monstrous apparitions, darkness, okay, fire, hail, natural disaster, all these things. Plunder, grape, all these things. Consider these things. Spiritual intervention for the elect. A godly destruction. Spiritual power. Judgments being executed. Madmen spare none. All these things. We can keep on going. But that's only to name a few. And you're probably thinking, well, dang, that was a lot. But that's only to name a few. Okay? It says, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. All right, so with that, let's move on. Play it again.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
That's it. That's it. That's how quickly things gonna change. All right, in this place. Let's get it. Let's get these scriptures. 2 Esdras 5:9. And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself. Wisdom, the wisdom and knowledge that will be the stability of our times, the stability of the elect's time, while sojourning here in fear, as it tells you in another place. We're going to be fearing the name of Yahweh Yahushua, his power, not what's going on. People are going to be caught in these different situations because they have angered the Lord, and the Lord have placed them there, and he's going to destroy them there. But we're going to know, okay, the Lord is bringing all this to pass. In his wrath, may he remember mercy, which he will, toward his elect. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. 2 Esdras 6:24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still. That's the power supply, the water and the gas and electricity is all interconnected. When one is knocked down, EMP, electromagnetic pulse, then it's going to knock out everything. The cars are going to be stopped. They're going to be through. People are going to have to walk. The water system is going to be cut off. People are going to be protesting and arguing for water. But my baby got to drink. My baby got to eat and all that crap. And they're going to get destroyed by the military that's there, or the National Guard, or whoever's protecting and securing the supplies coming into the cities. That's even if they come into the cities. Then you're going to have 15-minute cities. But then in the distance, boom, 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 boom. And it's just going to get louder and louder. The war is going to rage. It's going to be civil war. It's going to be city to city, man. And then in every place is going to be something different. One place is going to have no power. It's going to be 18-30 in that particular state or county or city. And then somewhere else is a 15-minute city. Things is business as usual, only because the MOTB has been implemented. All right, government officials are going to be sent out to number the people. A census is going to be had. And then the people beyond the grid, they just going to be out there duking it out, killing each other. Their bodies are going to be cast out as dung. All right? There's going to be scarcity, famine within, pestilence within, but without is going to be the sword, because many will desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? There's going to be military checkpoints. But not even military checkpoints, but there's going to be marauders, raiders, looters, traitors, slavers. That's what's going to be out here. You're not going to know who to trust. So all friends shall fight one another, right? Like enemies. You once got a beer with this dude and was goddamn, barbecuing burgers and making hot dogs 1 year. But then that very same time, spanning into the next year, you gunning it out with him and his family. Because you want you and your family to eat. You want him and his family to die. And who's to say that you have supplies for you and your family, but he's trying to kill you? And then you have, or on the other hand, he has those supplies and you're trying to kill him. You see? But bear with me, brothers. Bear with me. I got another clip. Shalom, Akim. I'm back. About to play this. Shalom.
Citizens of America.
People to Florida alike.
and the Western forces of Texas and California will be welcomed back to these United States as soon as their illegal secessionist government is deposed.
You don't know what side they're fighting for.
Someone's trying to kill us. We are trying to kill them.
Woo! That's a cold ass part. You see that? There are people over there trying to kill us. We're trying to kill them. That's going to be the mind state of a lot of people. They're going to lose hope in the government. They ain't going to regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their action shall stand in their power. How about that, man? It says, 2 Esdras 6:24, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains, the water systems, shall stand still. They're going to be turned off, especially if the military is outside of your city and they want to shut everything down to pretty much to provide a perimeter for the incoming military forces. They're going to shut down the power in that ongoing city or that city beyond. They're going to be like, all right, kill the power, kill the internet. We're moving in. All right. They ain't going to know what hit them. All right. And certain people that get down with them, they get down with them. They might even go with them, and they might take your ass to a concentration camp. And those people that don't go with them and they need supplies and they going from house to house, then they're going to just shoot you dead. Okay? That's what it is, man. And then those that have guns, just regular citizens, are going to be very afraid and scared. They're going to be duking it out with whoever is coming down that road. But they going to really cower when they see tanks and Humvees and RPGs and all that coming down the road, and infantry, and then flying over their skies. Just imagine hearing dogfights in the skies. Do 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 do, do 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 do, boom. Do 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 do. You just have a goddamn dogfight above your head, man. Hearing jets fly over, you can see the belly of the actual plane. They flying low over populated cities. And having the actual government fire on American citizens with air capabilities. Damn. Just imagine. It's going to get crazy. That's what it's going to be. But the Lord's going to keep his men. He's going to keep his elect and their families from all this. We're going to be in the midst of it, but it ain't going to touch us. Just as the 3 holy sons were in the midst of the furnace, but it did not touch them. Daniel was in the lion's den, but they did not touch him. Come on, man. Jeremiah was in the midst of the besieging and destruction of Jerusalem, but he was not touched. He was rescued and freed. How about that? See? Come on now. It says the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. That's how you know it's about this. It's talking about this time. Because in the ancient world, they had to stop up a river, enclose the people in, siege the city off. But if it say that the water's just going to stand still and then not run within hours, that's talking about right now when you have a power plant, a water plant. Because in the ancient world, that took a minute to stop up a great lake or a river next to a people that you're trying to destroy or invade. You got to cut off their natural source of water, aqueducts and things of that nature. But in this time, it's just a push of a button and all this is off. Or EMP knocking out the power. Everything is done in a matter of moments. Okay? So with that, let's move on. We're going to go here. All right, we're going to put this in right here. Bear with me, brothers. Yep, 2 Esdras 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. When you seen where you seen a lot of people at one time, it's just going to be bombed out, depleted, fucking dead soldiers, dead people piled up in a damn mass grave. All right, you could tell that a battle just took place. A goddamn jet is through a house, a whole damn city block or neighborhood is not even recognizable because a goddamn a tank battle took place, and there's just dead bodies and debris and rubble. Okay? The places that were once sown that had life, children was playing at a park, people was walking down the street, walking their dog, going to the store. That area of the city now looks like a wasteland. Or not even a wasteland, but no man's land. Like there's things around, cars are abandoned, but there's no people in sight. Just you mobbing around. You're going to be like, damn, the sown places that were once sown now are unsown. There ain't nobody here. There was once millions of people. Now there's no people. It says, the full storehouses, your stores, shall suddenly be found empty. You're going to tell, like, you might even tell how long ago this store was raided and the last sign of, human activity. He's like, damn, this store must have been raided about a month back or whatever, a few days ago, a week. You're going to know because it's going to be completely desolate in the place. Like, damn, ain't nothing left. But for us, on the other hand, for the men of the Lord, it ain't going to really be that reality. The Lord is always, he's going to keep guiding you along the way. Everybody else that don't know Yahweh Yahushua, they're going to lose hope. This is 2 Esdras 7:25. And therefore, Esdras, for the empty are empty things. Damn, they're going to believe in this government or this society to come back, or, oh, I just want everything to go back to normal. What's going on? This is crazy. Most people ain't going to consider that there's a civil war even going on in the States. They're like, I don't believe it. That's what TV says. I don't believe CNN. I don't care. Crying in their house, don't want to leave, but it's really going on. Knowing damn well they can hear the gunplay and gunfire in the distance. But they ain't going to want to believe it because to them, empty things have been given. It says, and for the full are full things. Now, those full things, that's going to be given to the elect because we're going to understand that all this is playing out the way the Lord wants it to play out. Because this is the Lord's plan. This is the Lord's movie. This is the Lord's, chess game. This is the Lord's end game, so to speak. Now let's read this here and read a couple of these scriptures. Jump to 2 Esdras 16 and close out. So with that, let's read. This is the book of 2 Esdras 15 and verse 14 in the GNTA in the Apocrypha. It says the world, the people in it are doomed because there's a world war that's a brewing. But before that, societal collapse, destabilization of nations, all right, political turmoil, distress upon nations, signs in the heavens, evils upon the earth. It says the war that will bring their destruction, ultimately World War III, is very near. But how about the civil war that's coming to the States? They didn't even plan on that. But that's exactly what's coming. What's going on? Like, what side are you on? They're trying to kill us. We're trying to kill them. That's what it's going to be. Okay? It says, the war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. World war. Yahushua spoke about that. Nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All right? It says, there would be great political turmoil. All right, election year, right? With one group trying to overpower another. Two factions of maybe the same country, but they don't see eye to eye. They see differently. It's going to lead to conflict, war. There will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. There will no longer be free access to cities. Yeah, 15-minute cities, military checkpoints. All right, no man's land. Certain states that have been subjugated. Other states duking it out. War zones. All right, front lines. Battlefronts. Okay? It says there will no longer be free access to the cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Okay? That's it. That's it. Verse 19. Because people going to be confused. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why are we fighting each other? Then they going to know that the enemies without are just as dangerous too. Like, damn, what have we done? What are we doing? Why are we fighting each other? Why? Crying. All right, so I want to get Isaiah. No, not. Yeah, Isaiah. Yep, Isaiah 33. This is going to be happening on a world scale as civil war is happening in the States. Woe to thee that spoilest, Babylon, America, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously with your CIA, FBI, different agencies, and your military war crimes, military coups. All right, your intelligence units that you send out, man. Your propaganda that you push. Your treacherous lies. All right, your demonic banking. All right, pretty much based on the dollar. Having the whole world in slavery to the dollar. But now this is a time where the world, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua, is breaking off from you. And you're being isolated. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, that and dealest treacherously, and they, the nations, dealt not treacherously with thee. And even them dealing treacherously with their own people, their own citizens. They're starting to see the way you dealt with the other nations is the way you're dealing with your own citizens now. And they're beginning to see the truth of the whole matter. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Woo! That's it. Jumping down, 2nd Esdras 15 and 19. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Woo! That's what's going to go down. I don't know if you heard, but that's how it's going to go down. Bear with me, brothers. Okay. Let's go to 16. All right, I believe that was... I'll bring this up here. Put that right there. We're going to get that blue letter. Brothers, we're going to get that